a lot quicker as we are in fall time. I've said it before, I've said it 100 times, I'll say it 100 times more. Absolutely love fall camping, my favorite time of year to get out. We are having some really beautiful chilly nights. We've had some mornings where we've had some frost conditions and some rain. We're starting to teeter towards that eventual disgusting freezing rain where you don't want to be on the road. So trying to get our fill of these fall nights while they last. You never really know if it's going to be a longer fall. We've had some falls up here in Canada, up in Alberta, where we barely have a fall and it just jumps right to winter. So you never really know what you're going to get. So Rita and I are just going to be going up a back road area and then another back road area. We've been out there exploring with her dad before. Gone out there to look for grouse as well too. And the great thing about being I'm pretty new to the hunting life, only hunted grouse so far. The nice thing about going out, even if you don't find anything while you're hunting, you're still finding all these cool areas that you can go and call camp. So let's see if we can find something nice for the night. It looks like we're starting to get a little bit of rain, so we'll have to take that into account. But let's see what we can find for a camp.
So just a pretty simple night tonight. No cats with us, no snuggle buddies. The beauty of these simple one-night overnights is that it's almost like a date night with movies and snacks. I don't know if it still counts as a charcuterie if everything's just jammed into a Tupperware container. Let's call it deconstructed. We're also going to take this opportunity to brainstorm our next steps and what we want to improve in the rig. No better time to do that while you're actually looking at what you've got to work with. And then we can make our decisions on what we're going to do next, materials and the like. But otherwise, chill night, it'll be fun.
How was that for some spooky back roads, eh, babe?
Yeah, that was, that's definitely going to be the start of our indie horror game intro right there.
Oh, we're making an indie horror game?
Yep.
It's like Iwouldcampthat. Oh, all the wonders and truck camping and adventures and... What do you mean there's a crazy dude living in the woods? This is a survival horror video game?
And then the twist at the end is that you were the crazy person all along. Wait, that's a twist?
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
We're going Silent Hill with this.
That's like, oh, geez. One of those ones that just psychologically messes with you.
Isn't that what truck camping is?
You and I view truck camping very differently. So the rain's still coming down a bit. The soil in this area is quite defined, quite hard, so I'm not too worried about it getting soupy. The road back out might be a different story, but hey, that's what recovery boards are for if needed. And we're just at an oil and gas spot. They're a dime a dozen up here. They're literally everywhere. Some are active, some aren't. This one out here looks like it's pretty active. They've got like a brand new solar panel and a battery bank. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. Trying to determine, some of these, they're very obviously abandoned. Some of them, they'll actually have a sign on it saying not in service, depending if the company actually gets out here and takes care of that stuff. Some of them, they'll actually put an effort into tearing them down and properly clearing the land up, and then it gets all overgrown. Some of them, they literally just abandon stuff, run out of money, or they just don't care and just leave it. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. But for us that like our abandoned buildings and all that stuff, it's, you know, kind of a guilty pleasure for us. But yeah, no, this one does look like it's active. It's pretty normal for campers, hunters, people just traveling the back roads that need a place to stop and crash to overnight at one of these. We're going to be gone early in the morning. So, I mean, I don't think anybody will come out and bother us. But if anyone does, worst they're going to do is just knock on the window and tell us to skedaddle. I do have the fridge turned on right now, hooked up to our trusty Jackery 2000, which is sitting at like 91%. We didn't even charge it from our last camp out. Thing's a beast. So Rita just has one of those little reusable grocery bags with the insulated interior. We're going to take that to the back with us. I am going to leave the fridge running just in case we got to bring anything back out here. We're getting into the cooler fall nights. It's not going to have to work very hard, so it shouldn't put a dent in our battery. Woo! Chilly wind, chilly fall rain. Should make for a good sleep tonight. Love it. And our new curtains that we put in don't appear to have moved. Sometimes I look back and I think back to when we first started truck camping and how timid we were and how we'd never come out to a place like this. You know, probably, you know, like we could get stuck, we could get murdered, you know, the truck might break down. And then now we just come out to areas like this and we're just like, whatever, YOLO.
I mean, we didn't have many sites like this in southern Alberta, and instead we camped on properties where there's an abandoned rotten barn in the background.
Yeah, that was up closer to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Every place we've lived, we've had different opportunities. Mm-hmm. The curtain's starting to fray at the bottom already.
Yeah.
Because you trimmed about a foot of them off the bottom, eh?
Yeah, pretty much exactly a foot. I can trim them shorter. At the time, I didn't know for sure if the rings would work out, and if I would need to chop the rings off and make my own curtain holes. So yeah. These are a little bit longer than necessary. I can always trim them a little bit shorter and hem them. Or I can just hem them pretty aggressively and be done with it.
Yeah, hemming sounds like a good idea, because yeah, that's starting to fray pretty bad already.
Yeah, I mean, because it is blackout fabric, it's got a couple layers in there as opposed to just a single layer of cotton. Yeah. So it'll fray without some help. I mean, look at these old ones here. Oh, yeah. Those curtains have served us well for a few years. Very well. Mm-hmm. Cool. I am liking the look of this setup. Yeah. It's nice not having to tape that Reflectix panel up. Because I was having to do that. I think I've done that a few times this year, and I went through so much tape. Well, we don't have any cats with us, so no litter box. It's a little bit of extra room. So, I figure, with the curtain setup, any extra gear that we have, be it my go bag, the secondary kitchen box, which is usually always in here, the Jackery, or the litter box if we have the cats out, we just kind of tuck this down behind things just to try to keep it from moving, keep it in place. The curtains still need to go through the ultimate stress test. What's that? The panicked bathroom run at 3 a.m. in the dark. I don't know what would go first, the curtains or the glass. That'd be a very panicked 3 a.m. bathroom run. Might be easier camping solo, so you don't have to worry about trampling another body. Yeah, either way, you're getting new curtains, new window, or you're just getting a new bed. Or new spouse at that point. Or just new truck. Just set the old one on fire and get a new one. It's not worth it. Yeah, just make a gap in the Velcro and tuck it in. Beauty. Yeah, well, that's one thing I like with our panels here. You kind of just tuck stuff in and
try that out. I'm looking forward to trying this on a daytime sleep, actually, just to see how it does with actually sleeping in daylight and the sun up and everything. Just sorting out our power situation. I do have my flashlight with a full battery, the battery charger for my flashlight. And did you say you needed to charge something, babe?
Yeah, my headlamp. So I have its charging cord and an AC plug-in. I technically have a 12-volt plug-in here as well. This is my emergency bag that goes into my work bag.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can just put the business ends of the charger in with my headlamp, and then I can recharge my headlamp.
Yeah, we can do that. So, as I've mentioned in prior videos, our DC port on this is a little funny. I find sometimes if you plug stuff in or remove things, we don't use any of these ports anymore. I really need to get a piece of tape and put it over this entire thing. But sometimes if you plug stuff in, take stuff out while this is on, it'll cause it to trip. So what I found works is we turn the port off. We do have this lovely little guy here. I really need to order a couple more of these. We've showed this guy before, just regular USB 3.0 port and one of those C2C ports. So we'll plug him in, and I'm going to plug this in to give my phone a charge. And then we will plug your little cable. That's like a B cable or whatever it's called, for standard cable for a lot of different devices. And your headlamp's probably got like an indicator.
Yeah, the red, not the red strobe, but the red turns on to indicate that it is charging.
Okay, and then it just turns off when it's fully charged?
You know, I've never let it sit overnight because of that bright red light, so at some point I'll unplug it going, that's enough.
Oh, you can hear the sound of the rain on the roof.
Yeah.
I love it. So we got a little spotlight thing with my flashlight going here.
Okay.
So Rita was kind enough to keep us alive, as she always does, by prepping some food. Nothing complicated, but what do you got, babe?
Deconstructed charcuterie.
Minus the board, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. I got some Ukrainian garlic sausage that I just already cut up. It's not greasy like salami, and it's not going to give us issues like having too much pepperoni straight. And then I got some garlic chive jack cheese.
Nice.
And just some mini bell peppers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's simple enough. Don't have to cook anything. And you got me one of these sugar-free BioSteel sports drinks. These are really good.
Yeah, you have the powdered stuff at home, and I saw this and I thought, well, let's not deal with mixing up a powdered drink in the back of the truck. You can have that.
Yeah, for sure. And what we don't eat can just go right back up to the fridge. Part of the reason I left the fridge running. Like I said, when we were outside, it shouldn't have to work too hard on a chilly, rainy night like this in the fall. This is the life, eh, babe?
You're just saying that because I bought you fancy cheese.
Did you ever, before we got together, I have to ask, did you ever, at any point, I'm centering this right on your face because it's important, did you ever at any point in your life think, I'm going to find me a man and we're going to have some of our best memories sleeping out of the back of a truck like it's a house?
Well, you tolerated me having 5 cats all together at one point, so I guess it's a fair trade-off.
It is a fair point. Fair point. I don't even have my coat on, or a blanket, or anything. We don't have any kind of a heater going. I'm super warm. Are you?
I'm wearing sweatpants, t-shirt, sweater, 2 blankets, and I have your coat.
So you do. I don't know. Maybe I'm a mutant or something.
Yes.
A monster.
Yeah, you are.
No, this is nice though. Like, temperature's supposed to drop. I was looking at the forecast. I think it's like 4 degrees Celsius right now, maybe a little higher. Probably a bit colder with the rain. And it's supposed to get down to like -1 degree Celsius in the early morning. So 1 degree below freezing. So brace yourselves, winter's coming. I love my fall camping, but yeah, it's never a guarantee that you're going to get a long fall, so I guess we'll see. But winter camping's nice too, though. Well, I think the rain is dying down a little bit, so I am going to go ahead and open my window up a little more. Get some fresh air in here. Rita's moving her headlamp over to the AC side.
There we go.
And then we're going to make a little switcheroo in the DC side of the Jackery.
After the DC side has been turned off to avoid tripping anything.
Yeah.
Okay, Dustin, do you need this and your phone cord kept together, or?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Just so stuff don't go missing.
Okay, I'm going to leave it right here with the Jackery, but we can always tuck it into the little storage pouch up here if you need to.
Yeah,
okay?
for sure. Okay. We're going to be plugging in the portable DVD player. We're going to watch a few episodes of quite possibly one of the greatest animated series ever made. I loved it when I was a kid. I love it now. I'll probably love it when I'm old and gray. Batman the Animated Series. It's going to be good. Recess and lunch break was always so much more interesting when I ran around pretending I was Batman. And then my friends pretended they were Batman. And we just beat each other up. And then ended up getting in trouble at school. Good times.
This explains a lot.
What, you didn't do that when you were a kid? I don't think I left a disc in here. I think the last time I even used this was last winter. I was watching a couple of movies back here in a prior video.
Well, to be fair, a lot of streaming services now, you can download an episode and keep it on your phone for later, so...
Right? What a time to be alive. Okay. All right, well, I guess we'll start from the beginning. I anticipate we'll get a few episodes watched before we go to sleep. There we go. Warner Brothers. Obviously, we can't do the whole episode because Warner Brothers will find out where we live and leave obnoxious flaming bags of dog poo and cease and desist orders on our front step. My legs are actually starting to get a little cold, so we're going to cozy up back here in our blankets and watch cartoons.
Living in our 30s, glorious.
I have no shame. Growing up is overrated. Plus, it's Batman.
We just had essentially pepperoni and cheese snacks and we're going to watch cartoons way past your bedtime.
Yes, this is every child's childhood adult fantasy. In the back of a truck. You're welcome. Morning, everyone. Ooh, there's a nice layer of frost on your window, eh, babe?
Yeah, it's frozen. I won't be able to shut it.
Oof. All right, I'll try to get that shut here in a bit. Let's see how mine's looking. Well, mine's not quite as bad. Okay. All right. Ooh, it's pretty brittle. We're just going to have to be careful when we shut the back window that we're not too rough with it because it's pretty brittle. Well, it's a beautiful morning. I'd peg it for being probably -2 degrees Celsius. Don't have the best phone service out here, barely a bar. As you can see, the grass in the dirt here is just caked in frost. Got a whole bunch of animal tracks out here. And here's where we slept last night, just another oil and gas spot. Rita's still in the back, just waking up and getting ready to get up. And yeah, these spots, like I've said in prior videos, these spots are just everywhere up in our neck of the woods. This one, like that's a Those solar panels there look like they're practically brand new. Battery bank down there. And yeah, sometimes when it comes to these areas, they'll have a sign saying they're not in service, or they're just very, very old and abandoned. I can also hear like popping noises coming from this one too, so that's a good indication that it is in use. I think I'm gonna get the truck started here pretty quick and get it warmed up. It's a chilly morning. Okay, we got the back of the truck all closed up. Side windows are still open a crack. This is like the first real heavy frost we've had this fall, and it always kind of lays it on thick. But as it warms up through the day, we'll be able to get those closed. So I think we're just gonna finish up what we had left for food. We didn't bring a whole lot, and just get out and do some exploring. Fridge still running, sitting at 21 Fahrenheit. And I don't imagine, last I checked the Jackery 2000, it was sitting at like 91%. Just moving my gun out of the way there. Yeah, it's sitting at 88%. Once it gets this chilly, it barely has to work. Well, we were driving down the road and found a roughie.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Right? The last two I got were sprucies, so this is the first time I've ever gotten a roughie. So, yeah, when opportunity knocks. Let's get the truck off to the side of the road because we're kind of just sitting in the middle of the road. And we'll get this field dressed.
Yeah, I got a bag and some hand wipes ready for afterwards already.
Perfect. Well, we got a couple of moose up ahead in the road. It is rutting season. They look like they both have antlers.
Hold on, can you come to a stop, please?
You zooming in?
Trying to, but at some point I can't see it very well anymore. No, never mind. They're both cows.
Okay.
I think.
Just like, do you mind?
If one has antlers, they're tiny, so they are barely mature. They might be twins from last year.
Okay, well, I'm gonna approach slowly.
They don't like that. Yep, sorry, they both have very small paddles.
Okay.
So they might be barely 2-3 years old.
Such majestic creatures. Doesn't get more Canadian than this.
Can you slow down? I can't take... Ah, darn it.
I was just trying to encourage them to go off the road. We gotta get through the road, eh? Sorry about that, eh? We'll get out of your way, eh?
Well, it is swamp donkey country out here with all that small growth out there.
Yeah. Well, that was cool. Nice little wildlife sighting. Yeah, they definitely like that swampy area for sure.
That's why they're called swamp donkeys.
And I know it's rutting season right now, so the moose are getting kind of dumb. We're just at the very, very large pullout. I've camped here a couple of times. Did a daytime sleep over there, and on my last grouse hunt, camped right over there. Camped here with Rita's dad as well too when he was here with his van. One thing about getting into the hunting life with small game like grouse, it's really nice to have this camp fridge. We did field dress that grouse, and we've got the meat in the fridge, so we don't have to worry about that spoiling. Well, we're back home. I almost got a second rough grouse, but I shot from too far away and missed. Oh well. Pretty new to the hunting scene, still learning. And we've got that grouse meat mixed in with some bacon.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, and Did you already put seasoning salt on?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to put it on straight raw meat unless you're planning on like marinating.
But we are going to be putting seasoning salt on.
Yep, when it's about halfway browned, I'll hit it with a bit. I don't want it to be overpowering.
Yeah. It's the first time I've ever gotten a rough grouse. My last two and first ever grouse were sprucey grouse. And they can taste a little funny sometimes on account of a strict diet of pine needles. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we threw some mushrooms in. And meat and bacon's pretty well cooked. I think you just forgot to throw the mushrooms in before, eh, babe?
Yeah, I forgot that we discussed even adding some mushrooms on the way home, so.
Oh, all good. I mean, at least with those, you know, just throw them in the pan and just let them brown a little bit and you're good to go.
Just a bit, yeah.
And we tried to give a little bit of grouse meat to Charlie, but Charlie wasn't really interested in it. And Pumpkin's chirping because we already gave him some raw grouse meat. Oh, look at that. He's getting another piece.
Nom, 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 nom.
I tried to offer some to Charlie, and
It's just going for my finger, like, where's the rest of it?
there was a whole bird. I tried to offer Charlie some, but he wasn't interested. I don't think Sonny would be interested either. Well, here we have it. Black coffee, rough grouse meat, bacon, and mushrooms. Thanks for cooking that up, babe.
Yeah, of course.
You said you're not super hungry, eh?
No, don't worry about me. There's only one grouse and I want you to enjoy it.
Well, I want you to have some too.
I'll have some. Don't worry about it.
Okay, here we go. Big dark meat piece right here. Mmm.
The sounds in the background are not Dustin chewing. It's a cat on the scratch post.
Yep. Yeah, dark. That's really chewy. Mm-hmm. Good though. The seasoning salt really goes well with it too.
Mm-hmm. I did not use a lot. I don't want to overpower it.
Charlie's chasing Sonny. Here comes the rocket ship.
Thank you.
What do you think?
It's good.
Mm-hmm.